I'd like to acknowledge that we are on traditional Treaty 6 territory. And so Grand Chief Mackinac, I know we have several chiefs here today. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start off by thanking you for inviting me here to speak on behalf of, and bring greetings on behalf of Brian Mason and the Alberta NDP. I want to tell you that we stand in solidarity with you. On October 31st this year, the largest environmental catastrophe in Canada's history began to unfold as nearly 1 billion liters of toxic slurry gushed into the Athabasca River. Many Aboriginal communities were not notified for days, and this BC government took 19 days to issue an environmental protection order, which is completely shameful. It's another example of how this government has abandoned its responsibility to protect the traditional lands of Treaties 6, 7, and 8. My friends, earlier this month, this government introduced Bill 31, which establishes an environmental monitoring committee, which sounds wonderful. But let me tell you, we tried to introduce an amendment. The Alberta NDP introduced an amendment requiring at least one committee member on this environmental monitoring committee to be a member from the Aboriginal community.
First Nation.
And guess how they voted? They voted against it. For too long, this government says one thing and does another. They talk about consultation, yet they fail to sit down with you as equal partners. This BC government failed to acknowledge and discuss and address your concerns when it comes to consultation, meaningful consultation with accommodation. I want you to know that the Alberta NDP is here in solidarity with you and will add our voices to yours and continue to fight on your behalf inside the Alberta Legislature. Together we are one voice. Thank you very much for being here and for inviting me. Hi.
Thank you very much for having me out. I represent the Alberta Liberal Party and Dr. Raj Sherman. We have been long supporters of First Nations and their consultation, a better consultation process. But I want to ask you a question. What do you do with a government that's been bought? What do you do with a government that no longer listens to the concerns of people and the earth? What do you do with a government that tramples basic rights of people?
Fire them!
Kick them out. This is a political time, and you're becoming more political. I support you. I celebrate you for coming out on a difficult day. Many of you with difficult challenges to deal with on a daily basis, and you're still here, sacrificing time and energy to speak out to a bully government that no longer represents your interests.
Idle more!
You're idle more. We have a government that's idle. We have a government that's not listening. They're not acting on the behalf of the people and the earth. I will continue to support you as our Liberal Party will, but we need you to become political in the big P sense. That means getting involved in the constituencies you live, get to know your MLA or your Member of Parliament. If you think they're doing a good job, you support them in the coming election in 2015 and 16. If they're not doing a good job, and I say they're not doing a good job in this province for Albertans, change your MLA. Find someone you can support. Let's change this government. That is the way we're going to improve. That is the only way we're going to improve. 42 years as one government. We cannot expect anything different from this government. We simply have to change them. Thank you for coming out. We're with you.